So there's this Trump story that really, really caught fire. And I got to be honest with you guys, I don't understand why. I get that it's a story, and I get that it points to some of the same themes about him that we've been saying all along, but I don't understand why this story is as big as it is. So we discussed elements of it recently. There's this judge who released some documents from the Trump University case, how he's basically committing fraud. And in those documents are super, super embarrassing things, and it's become so obvious that it's a scam. And the judge who released this stuff is Hispanic. His name is Judge Curiel, I believe. And Trump has been going around throughout the media, doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down, quintupling down, saying he should recuse himself. He should recuse himself. Why? He's Mexican. Well, no, he's American, but I don't care. He has got darker skin, Hispanic, something. Just recuse himself. He's biased. He's biased. Why? I'm going to build a wall. I'm going to build a wall. That's why. So, for some reason, again, I don't know why, everybody in the mainstream media, but even Republicans, drew a line. They said, no, how dare you go there? So you have Mitch McConnell coming out saying, I don't agree with that. He's losing it. Newt Gingrich, who was trying to be Trump's VP by blowing him on every show for the past month, all of a sudden he's like, oh, this is not good. You shouldn't have said that. Some of them were even insinuating that it's racist. Fucking Paul Ryan, Speaker Ryan, just gave a speech right before I came on air here where he's saying this is indefensible. It's indefensible. So you have people on the right going nuts and saying, how dare you say this? People in the mainstream media, of course, saying it. And is it something he shouldn't have said? Of course. But I don't know why this story gets legs way more than any other story when there are other stories that are significantly worse. And this is what I don't get about our media. It's like our media throws fucking darts at a board to try to determine which stories they're going to blow up and which stories they're going to let die. So this is a story, but is it a story that's bigger than the time that Trump said on Fox and Friends, we need to murder civilians in the Middle East? It's not like it was unclear or it was ambiguous. He was like, no, we need to kill the families of ISIS. Not ISIS, the families. So we need to kill women, children, grandmas. He said this on TV repeatedly. That got way less coverage than him saying, I don't like Hispanic judges working on my case. And look, do Hispanics, if you look at the statistics, do Hispanics like Trump? No, of course not. So when he says, hey, Hispanics don't like me, that's why I don't want them on my case, that actually seems kind of banal for him. It's almost like a duh. Of course you don't want a Hispanic working your case. You wouldn't want a Muslim working your case either. Now, it's crazy that you're saying you have to step down and recuse yourself because of your background. That's fucking nuts. That's crazy. But it's not something that's like out of character for Trump. Everybody should have seen this coming from a mile away. But it gets more coverage than when he says, let's fucking kill civilians. Dude, Trump said the Geneva Conventions is, quote, the problem. When talking about war and terrorism and all this stuff, yeah, the problem is the Geneva Conventions. In other words, we can't act as much like ISIS as I want to act like ISIS. Therefore, it's a problem. We need to get rid of it. He's undermining everything about so-called Western values and liberal values that's supposed to be superior to other values. This is a gigantic story. The dude doesn't believe in the Geneva Conventions, the Magna Carta. He obviously doesn't give a fuck about the Constitution or human rights. That's a way bigger story than his take on a judge. But again, the media just... He said, I want to bring back torture. Not only do I want to bring back waterboarding, I want to bring back much worse than waterboarding. And oh yeah, let's torture, quote, even if it doesn't work. That is terrorist shit. That's terrorist shit. You have a guy running for president who's proudly proclaiming, I want to act like a terrorist. That got way less coverage. Way less coverage. He, on a radio show, didn't know the difference between Hamas and Hezbollah. He's running for president. He doesn't know the difference between Hamas and Hezbollah. That's a way bigger story! Again, some things die out, other things... Oh, I'm drawing a line here. He said he wants to kick out 11 million undocumented immigrants. That generated less outrage than him saying, hey, there's a Hispanic judge on my case, and I don't like that. So, I'm telling you this whole long thing to point to what my ultimate conclusion is here, which is, you think this hurts him? You think just because establishment Republicans are like, oh, you questioned a guy's heritage, how dare you, that all the other average Joe Republicans are going to be like, tisk, tisk, well, now he went too far. God damn it, he spoke about this Hispanic judge's background. How tasteless. No, these are the same people who apparently were fine with every other, even worse thing that he said. So, is this an example of, yes, PC outrage where you're putting your focus? Again, you can admit that what he said, of course it's wrong. No question about it. But to blow this up as if it's bigger than all the other things that I said, is this the media doing PC outrage? And if anything, you know what this is going to do? Make his rabid base even more defensive of him. And say, oh, the media is totally biased against him, and they're going to make him come out for him more. And when Hillary Clinton highlights these kinds of attacks as opposed to the other things that I just described, dude, I'm telling you, this is not going to hurt him. It's not going to hurt him. If you talked about the things that I just told you are the real huge problems, I think then he'd be more vulnerable. But when you focus on stuff like this, honestly, it reminds me a lot of how, remember there was that GOP ad actually going after him, where it just shows him saying naughty words over and over. They ran that like, you're going to vote for this guy? He uses curse words. You know what people's response was? Fuck yeah, why not? I use curse words too. He talks like me. Why is that a problem? That's not a problem. Fuck off. Who cares? Who cares? When you highlight the wrong things when you attack Trump, it only makes him stronger. I'll say that again. When you highlight the wrong things when you attack Trump, it only makes him stronger. Highlight the right things, or you're going to be saying President Trump very soon.